the next session, which focuses on research. View research as an opportunity to explore and discover new things. So, without wasting much more time, I would like to give a brief introduction of our next speaker, Dr. Sharad Wakode, Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, DIPSAR, Government of NCT of Delhi. Sir has completed his M.Pharm in Pharmaceutical Chemistry from Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, Ranchi, and PhD in Medicinal Chemistry from Department of Pharmacy, SGS ITS, Indore. He has more than 20 years of professional experience. Talking about his research area, Sir has received DST grant of rupees 25 lakh 52,400 for the project entitled Design, Synthesis and Bioevaluation of Phosphodiesterase 4B inhibitors. Sir has guided more than 24 M.Pharm students and 9 PhD students. Sir has 36 national as well as international publications in his credit. Talking about his important achievement as expert for Pharmacy Council of India, expert for AICTE, expert for UPSC, expert member, National Board of Education Examination, expert for Inspection and Testing Laboratory at Jaipur by Government Medical Store Depot, New Delhi. Now I request Dr. Sharad Wakode, Professor, Department of Pharmacy, DIPSAR, Government of NCT of Delhi, to deliver a talk on layout of research plan for teacher. So please, over to you.
Thank
You
you,
are a host,
madam.
sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam. And good afternoon, I need to say now, to all the delegates in this present in this webinar. And I thank the organizing committee, especially Chaudhary sir, Professor Vittal sir, Damle of the
काय माहिती आपल्याला नाही याचा आवाज फुल आहे त्यांचा आवाज कमी आहे
for organizing such a nice webinar.
Sir, excuse me, sir, can you mute to all? Sir, you are sitting, mute to all. Mute to all participants, sir. So we can remove the disturbance of others.
No problem. I think everybody is teacher, faculty from things and work from home. So so it is again privilege for me that you people have invited over here, and I'm observing many senior faculty members are also present over here, like my senior Jitendra Nete sir, even Dr. Neela madam is also there, and so many other senior faculties are there. And nice to see so many distinguished faculty members from, especially from the Maharashtra region basically, and which is very near to my heart. And I'd like to just share my presentations. So I hope you are able to see my slide now. So Madam has given good introduction about me, and that she has mentioned that he has completed 9 PhD scholars, but not 9. It is now 6 candidate has submitted awarded PhD from Delhi University. So from the starting itself, from last 20 years, I am associated with this institute, SAR, Delhi Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research University now. Okay. Earlier it was associated with the Delhi University. Now Delhi government has formulated its own university, that is DIPSARU. Okay. And now our next PhD scholars as well as MPharm scholars will be coming from the DIPSARU University. And I'm glad to tell you that in yesterday's GPAT result, our institute student, Mr. Gupta, okay, he secured first position in the GPAT ranking all over India. First rank is Mr. Gaurav Gupta, who is my student, and I'm very proud of him. So he's a very sincere, humble student getting IPS scholarship for his educational fees and other things from a very uh, average economical background. And that is the beauty that in Delhi, as a government institution, we are getting a very good students over here. And even I'm proud that we have got a very good legacy of good students like Vittal Chopreji, then Satish Pol Settiwar. I'm fortunate that I'm having such a nice students over here, and they are carrying out a good legacy of education in the pharmacy field. So this is slightly different from our topic, but this is a very uh, heart-touching thing which I have observed in one newspaper cutting. So what is education? So at the end of World War II, this letter was found in Nazi concentration camp, and it was addressed to the teachers, all the teachers. What he has written: Dear teachers, I am a survivor of concentration camp. My eyes saw when no man should witnessed. मैंने जो देखा है वो किसी और ने विटनेस नहीं किया होगा. Gas chambers built by learned engineers, children poisoned by educated physicians, infants killed by trained nurses, women and babies shot and burned by high school and college graduates. So I'm suspicious of education. My request is help our students become human. Your efforts must never produce learned monsters, skilled psychopaths, educated illiterates. Reading, writing, arithmetic are important only if they serve towards making our children more human. And that is what is needed in today's scenario also. The letter is from the World War II, but now also it is much more relevant. Okay, so our main aim of all the pharmacy or whosoever may be the teacher or faculty member is that we should prepare or make a good human being first. Okay, if our students are good human being, definitely they will be a very good pharmacist also, and very good civilized people or the citizens of India. Okay, and unfortunately, in this situation like COVID-19 pandemic, what we are observing that somewhere we teachers uh, are lagging, that the instead of 1 year's previous lesson of 1 year, then also we ourselves as well as some of our students taught most of the population is somewhat literate, at least somewhat literate, and our teachers, community failed to serve that purpose. We are not, we have not trained them to become a civilized one or behave in a proper way, especially in case of Maharashtra. I'm sorry to say, but it is unfortunate to see that the people from the Bihar, UP are doing much better than that of the people from the Maharashtra side. So I humbly request all of you to motivate your students to again ask them to spread the idea of physical distancing, okay, and not a social distancing. That term is also wrongly used somewhere. So we teacher has got a very good responsibility in this pandemic as a pharmacist also. Okay, so it is my humble request again that we should make some orientation programs to students, online programs again, so that the situation will remain in a very controlled way. Okay, it is viral thing, so it may be difficult unless and until complete vaccination will be there. Then also it is advisable that after vaccination also we need to wear mask for long period, and that is advisable, especially in Delhi. We people are much more conscious. Okay, so from the earlier period itself few people were using mask, क्योंकि हमारे पास जो भी visitors जापान से वगैरह स्पेशली आते हैं, they always use the mask because Delhi is at itself a gas chamber, okay, and has got a very high pollution level. So by using that mask and other thing, we are also increasing our life by expectancy by about 4 to 5 years, which was shortened by the earlier pollutants. तो जो मास्क है वो हमारे लिए भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. But the nature, atmosphere, and everything what we observe here in Pune, Nasik, is wonderful. That cannot be compared with that of the Delhi. So let's come to this simple topic which was assigned to me regarding research plan for the pharmacy, how they should plan it. So again, I'm telling that it is for the new coming people who are there. The so many expert people are already there in the group or as a delegate. They already know the basics concepts. They are there in the various committees. They themselves have got so many grants, awards, and other things. Okay, so this is my simple or a small type of experiment, so that the newcomers, those who have recently joined or few years experience, can get some idea about my experience in this Delhi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. I started here as a lecturer in 2001 through UPSC, then got selected as assistant professor through UPSC. Okay, from that time onwards, I'm a research guide for the PhD, but I'm not a hardcore researcher. I must accept it. I'm trying to be a good teacher, okay, trying, but not a very good researcher. But I'm trying, learning the things from my seniors and all my friends over here. Slowly, we are going for good research activities. That too only for the regular PhD scholars only, okay. And our grants from the Delhi government itself, as we are there in the Delhi itself. So grants are much more that we are unable to utilize also that complete grants in the institution because of the government norms and red tapeism. Okay, काफी लकीर के फकीर होते हैं हमारे accountants, auditors, and other things. So that is why we are not much more writing the research projects proposals. So it is, we are not written much more grants over here. Okay. Geo. So here, if we just
Hello, sir. Wakode, sir. Your host. Hello. Yes, you are host now, sir. You can proceed now.
Okay, sorry for the interruption. There was certain. Sorry for the interruption. Again,
Okay, sir.
this is online mode. Some disturbances are always sometime there. So this is regarding research. So why do we need research? This is just to learn. Sometimes people do it for fun, just to share information, and just sometimes to become an expert. And for we people, for career advancement. Okay, so always it is necessary that if you want to become assistant professor, associate professor, professor, this type of CAS and other things, we need that research aspect should be there. But there is long debate on this aspect also, whether teaching should be separate from the research. There should be separate faculty or something for research or PG studies, and separate faculty for the UG studies. And UG teachers should not be much more stressed to produce much more research activities, rather than they should build the concept of the students to a better extent. Okay, uh, at for their skill development. Okay, but it depends on the university or organization what they want. Okay, so depending on that, we are going for the research. So who does this research? So scientists, lawyers, doctors, teachers, actors, students. So depending on their need. So if there is a lawyer who is fighting certain case against very odd conditions, so he has to do the research what the previous judgments are there for such that related type of matters. Okay, if doctor wants to treat the patients, new type of conditions are there like that, so doctors are also doing research on this COVID-19. Earlier they tried with chloroquine, then they tried with remdesivir, then they tried with some newer antiviral agents, and now we are doing the different things with the vaccines. Even the Ayurveda physicians and so many scientists from the that background also given some home remedies also, as well as Patanjali type of project products also has been released in our university also. Professor Goel, Vice Chancellor, has developed a very good product which will deliver some good results in these patients from the COVID. Okay, so that is yet to launch the things. It in pipeline. Okay, so this way we need to go for the research activity. So whenever we want to go for any research type of activity or projects, there should be some considerations which we should all of us must understand, that what we want to achieve from this research project which we want to start, whether the funding is required or not, and if so, what type of funding is suitable for this, whether we are seeking personal award out of this project. Okay, you will need to demonstrate that you have enough experience to apply as the lead applicant in that case. जो PI बताया जाता है, everybody asking for PI, co-PI. So if you want to achieve certain awards like DST में Young Scientist Award है, Fast Track Scheme है, so you will have to show that yes, I'm doing such type of work from so many period, so many years of experience I'm having. Okay, and then you can get that type of awards or grants. You need to ensure that your proposal is practical and deliverable. So theoretical चीज नहीं चलेगी, या simple vague type of concept will not work here. Okay, so here again I'm doing this aspect of research plan and methodology, okay, from the superficial point of view. I know that each and every point in this aspect is so depth, okay, that we need a separate session or separate PYP programs or webinars for understanding these aspects of the research writing, proposal writing, plagiarism, everything. Okay, so funding, different funding bodies that will back different types of research projects. Okay, so you will need to apply to the most appropriate organization. If your research work is from the medical point of view or having more pharmacological aspects, okay, then you should apply your project to the ICMR. If your research project is related to basic scientific concepts, okay, or main biology type of thing aspects, or specific drug discovery point of view is there, then or very thirst areas are there, you should write the proposal to the DST or TBT. Okay, there are certain other agencies like AICT will also give a very good research grants for your RPS type of projects. Okay, MODROP and other things will be there for instrumentation and other things. UGC also used to give major research projects, minor research projects. Okay, even if you want some research scholar under you, then depending on that, whether it will be suitable, accordingly you need to apply for the projects. So accordingly you need to plan the projects. CSIR will also give the funding to the research scholars only, not to the faculty members. Mostly it will give, they will give the funding to the students, but student need to apply to the CSIR through supervisor, through you people. Okay, and they will give the grants depending on your uh, project, how you have written it, whether it is uh, matching with the standards which they think uh, it is eligibility criteria. Okay, so ensure that the right infrastructure is in place within your organization. Okay, this includes having appropriate management and support arrangement. Okay, so doing the things becomes somewhat easy in present situations because there is interdisciplinary research activities are going on in place like yours, that is in Pune. So many good research organizations are there available. University itself is available. Okay, Serum Institute is available. So many other good uh, laboratories are available. Okay, so you can collaborate with them, but for a very small type of work. So it is not like that you can complete your project into that Hindustan Antibiotics or Serum Institute or any other viral institute. Okay, so you part of your project can be collaborated with them, but basic infrastructure should be there in your organization itself. Your institute, your management should have proper support that you can carry out such type of project over there. Okay, so uh, projects which will have radionuclides use of radiopharmaceuticals cannot be carried out in our present infrastructure. We need to collaborate with the BARC people, or you need to get yourself trained from the BARC, okay, to handle these radionuclides or that type of things, or you can collaborate with the DRDO laboratories in mass, जहाँ दिल्ली में हमारे पास में है, so that they are having a sophisticated instruments to handle this type of things. So even Delhi University old department was having this facility, and later on the most of the professors, dean of that particular department got superannuated, and the instruments which was used earlier were having that radionuclide present into that machines, and that was scrapped. Okay, without destroying that radionuclides. radiochemical material जो था, that was not destroyed completely and it was scrapped. It has gone to Mayapuri scrapyard, and there some workers tried to broke down into pieces, and there was a very disastrous accident with that. So many people got infected with that, affected because of these radiations. And then big inquiry was there. The retired people, those who were superannuated, they were also called. They were also, means for some time period, they were also behind type of bar, even like that. Strict action was taken against them also. So forget about the present conditions. So we should ensure that whatsoever facilities are available with us, we should utilize it judiciously and take help for the expertise area from the nearby experts. Okay, then getting right support. If you want such type of support, you should approach the experts in that particular field, like radionuclide. Or if you want to go for some Ayurvedic formulation, you should take help of the Ayurveda physician or Ayurveda experienced persons available into your area. Okay, so what I already told you, that these points are itself a very vast one. So writing your project is the very important aspect while planning your research proposal, while planning your research career. Okay, so research funding applications are generally highly structured and are split into section that will vary by funder and funding stream depending on the agency. आप किसको funding के लिए apply कर रहे हो, depending on that, what type of thing is expected at that level, that should be addressed properly. Okay, so and each section should have clear instructions, usually including the strict word limits also. So वहाँ पे जहाँ whenever it is mentioned that it should be within that much word limits, we should obey that. Okay, so in nutshell, if you see what are the basic parameters or basic points which we should consider while writing our proposal, is that it should be in clear English. Summary should be prepared first so that it will give you clear idea abstract. Okay, plain summary is required, that yes, this is the proposal. Then scientific abstract, and that scientific abstract is more detailed summary than that of the plain English summary. Okay, so it will give you some highlights. Okay, that what is the aim, objective, methodology. Then observations, method followed, observations, and result conclusions. That scientific abstract will be there. Then background and rationale, why this type of research is important, and why that funding agency should give funding to this research project. That is very, very important. You should create the background or create the rationale. You should justify that yes, my project is such type of project that will have a great potential to be patented. हम उसमें कुछ कर सकते हैं या सोसाइटी के लिए इसका काफी कुछ एडवांटेज रहेगा. Okay, then research plan. Okay, so this is plan should be a structured protocol, how stepwise you will go ahead. Okay, then what is the time period? Okay, in first 3 months literature search will be there. Next 3 months some collection of that all literature and observation will be there, that how we can go ahead. Then scheme selection, method development selection first, then method development. Okay, whatsoever is there, if synthesis is there, synthesis, then characterization. So 6 monthly stage wise proposal should be given. If needed, proper charts or tables should be prepared, so that any funding person who is expert in doing the role of evaluator for your proposal should get clear idea within a minute itself, second itself, by seeing your structured research plan, that yes, he has got a focus, he has got a clear idea that this researcher will do this work from this library. These are the SciFinder word he will be using, or journals are available with him. Okay, then he will do this type of thing. Then material equipment which is required is already available with him. Okay, then he will go for this process development or synthesis. Then in characterization, most of the instruments are available with the person. Okay, then for sophisticated instruments, NMR, MAS, LCMS, GCMS, whatsoever it may be, so he can get it done from the nearby national level institute, NCL or IITs or any other reputed institution. He can do it. Then finalizing the results, conclusion. So how much, like generally the protocols or the proposals are expected to complete the research for 3 years maximum, 2 to 3 years. Sometimes 5-year plan is also there, but in recent period even DST DBT was expected to complete the project within 1 year. तो उन्होंने वही projects evaluate किए अभी जो COVID related चीज में, that they wanted to increase the availability of testing kits. So they have evaluated the things related to testing kits. They asked the proposals for the COVID treatment, drug discovery, some lead molecules they were expecting. Some computer-aided drug designing proposals were also screened, but only aspect was there regarding COVID only. So depending on their need, we need to go for the project. But it is not like that. We are not expertise into that field, and then also when funding agency has called this proposal or protocol, we should always apply. Okay, so it is our duty that we should see that yes, this is the area which is of my own interest. Otherwise किसी ने forcefully किया हुआ research area आपके ऊपर थोपा गया, then will not able to give good results out of that. So that is always advisable that you should select a topic which is of your own interest. Okay, suppose I am a good one in the synthetic chemistry, and proposal RPS proposals are there, or some proposals are there which will be there for the analytical purpose, but I will not be able to justify that one to more extent. Okay, although if students are coming through that project and students are good one, okay, so then it can be done to some extent, but preferably the research area we should select from the our own interest. Okay, and next thing will be expected output and dissemination. So that should be very clear, that what will be the output of the project, what it will be, how we will be able to generate some revenue, or how it will be useful for the public or society. That is very much needed, that should be clear. Okay, then management and governance, this result what you will receive, you will control, and total finances what the funding agency will be providing to you, that will be utilized properly, that the funding agency will assure. Okay, by seeing your earlier track record also. Okay, then last comes the intellectual property, provides the basis for protecting information, ideas, and developments that research may generate. Okay, so this is always advisable that whenever we are going for any research plan or proposals, we should think from the IP point of view. Okay, so there are so many good organizations, especially CSIR also giving so much of funding for filing the patents to the institutes in then colleges. University itself has got its own cells, IP cell, to help you in filing the patent, because this IP will be helpful for them also. Institute के लिए तो है ही important कि आप अभी PCI में भी डाटा मांगा जाता है, AICT में भी डाटा मांगा जाता है कि whether you have got any patent related thing. Okay, so that we always think from that point of view, and it is good thing that even we are depending on our students, those who are completing the MPharm, going to industry. Okay, and they are good one in the intellectual property. Okay, they are nicely doing in IP firms. So we can take help of them also. Okay, so that our own research will be getting good publicity, that intellectual property, then monetary way also we can be benefited. Institute will be also happy that yes, some patent is filed, but see that it will if your research is of good quality. Otherwise, maintaining patent itself is a very costly process. Okay, so most of the management may not like to fund that for the sustainability of that patents. Okay, then research topic, we see that when choosing a topic, whether it possesses a worthwhile question that needs to be answered, whether it is worth or not. Will it result in tangible benefits within a reasonable and defined period or not? That we should know. Okay, will it fill the gap in current literature? The project should be able to develop important point that yes, this will help in reducing the treatment of such and such disease or disorder. Yes, this will help in identifying or diagnosing this type of disease or disorder. Okay, so within a very short period. So earlier the kids results was there for after 3 to 4 days or something like that, but in now the RT-PCR technique or the kits they have developed, scientists have developed, which will give you the quick result within 4 hours or 5 hours also. Okay, so that type of method they are developing. They are doing something innovative research, and it's a good thing that India is doing a very wonderful work in this field. Okay, then we should see that whether the topic is interest to me also. Will it be able to find information? Whether I will be able to find the information related to it very easily. Will I learn something new? Will I get funding? So these are the very important points before starting the projects or doing the thing. Okay, so where do I find research? Generally all of us or our students will go to the internet first. They will go for books afterwards. They will consider interviews, those who are from the arts, commerce background or philosophy background. Okay, they will need interviews, videos, magazine, newspaper, and these are of least importance to us. But the internet, books or the good sites, researching on the internet is very good thing, but use of credible source is most important. Okay, so you cannot simply go with the Wikipedia. Okay, or you can go for the ask.com or PubMed. That will not help too much, especially in our research type of thing. So we should have a good credible source. Most websites ending with the .edu are from the government site or very good reputed site. Okay, especially the use of SciFinder, American Chemical Society. Okay, is very much recommended before you do any type of work. SciFinder first. Yes, what we are proposing is good one, or we should go for the reputed journals. Okay, if we want to take the things from the old literature, then it should be again authentic or scientific type of literature, Vedas or some Ayurveda type of material. If you want to go with the some uh, good reputed books which are maintained by the that particular pathy, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha. Okay, so that type of work is also nowadays promoted from the Ayush. If you are having this type of old literature with you and if you are converting it in by considering the modern aspect, then Ayush department, especially here CCRS, they are giving good projects, good fundings. Okay, for this type of projects also. Okay, so our project should be of that particular point. Okay, so while doing this research plan or project, taking notes when researching is very important thing. What is important, what is not important, relevant to our topic or subtopic, that we need to do it carefully. What will be the interest and educate your reader, how it will be helpful to others. Remember to paraphrase and summarize. Whenever you are doing any literature or something, you have to paraphrase it or summarize it so that your literature search will be ready. Your review article will be ready. Okay, while writing the project or while submitting the summary, everything will have always in the digital form. Okay, and you can summarize it and put it to the agency, funding agency, or submit it up as a project report finally after completion. If you copy exactly what the author wrote, you are plagiarizing. So this subject of plagiarism is a very vast subject, and you need to concentrate on this subject very well. You need to give too much importance to this topic of plagiarism. Okay, there are very good softwares nowadays available. You should take help of this plagiarism software at UG level, not UG level, but at least for PG level and PhD level, all of us must go through this plagiarism check. Okay, otherwise that will create lot of nuisance or some legal troubles will be there with our career, our research career itself, or teaching career also. There are so many very important people like vice chancellors or professors, retired directors. They face so much of problems because of this type of plagiarism, and that is not their intentional thing. Some of their students has done some mischief, not for troubling the things, but to minimize the time period. हमारे पास तो इतना time period, we have to submit within this period. Just copy, paste it without showing the things or revealing the exact truth to the supervisor or guide. That type of thing they have done it, and that has created nuisance in their total career. So many of them has to resign also, leave the positions. Okay, so we need to give good importance to this plagiarism. Okay, if your research is on the animals or something like that, you should know the habits of the animals, weight, everything, environment, external, everything. Okay, so that is also equally important. And if you are researching inventions and their inventors, does it matter that example is given like Thomas Edison, whether he who has invented bulb or light, whether he has got 6 brothers and sisters. So what is not relevant, that you should not focus, but what is relevant, that should be focused properly by all of you as a research planner or the uh, researcher. Okay, then and then only our research will be of very good quality. Okay, so the most important thing is, finally, if we conclude it, that whenever we are planning for any research type of activity, see that your proposal stands out. It should be exceptional. Then and then only it will be getting selected. So there are so many agencies who have worked with so many experts who are working as an expert in the UGC, DST, DBT, AICT. Okay, so from that we have observed that so many people are getting huge response from the scientists applying for projects or protocols, and there are about 300 to 400 projects they have to finalize. Okay, or select only 10 projects out of this 200 to 300 in a single day, or like that. Okay, when you know that you have prepared that protocol from last 1 month, you have done it properly, submitted it, but that evaluator or expert has got only 30 minutes or 20 minutes to go through your project or proposals. Okay, so read the funders guidelines, notes carefully, and address each point thoroughly. What is expected from that funding agency, or what is expected from that expert of that particular field. Okay, so that is, we need to focus on that. Explain why yours is an important research question with clear benefits. कि आपका बेनिफिट जो कंसेप्ट जो है वो क्लियर होना चाहिए कि उसके बेनिफिट्स क्या क्या होंगे. Okay, be precise and succinct. Could you describe clearly the main objective of your research work in 1 or 2 sentences? That is very much needed, because in ACT also or somewhere also, we are saying that each and everything is in the points, bullets. उसमें दिया हुआ है कि इसके लिए इतना ही करना है. Whenever it is expected that your what is aims and objectives or proposal thing, okay, so that aims and objectives should be within 5 to 6 lines only. If you are giving history of that, this was there, and anti-diabetics are so, diabetes is so much prevalent in India, and this is disease, and so many people will be affecting in this year. So that is not expected in that field. Okay, what is expected is that what you want to do in that particular point, what it will be different, what your research work, how it will be different from the earlier work what they have done it. So that will be aim objective. Okay, so that should be demonstrated properly. Procedure, if it is required, then in that procedure or something, a proposal, detailed proposal required, there you should write what is the methodology you will be following. Okay, so then he will be getting clear idea that yes, the person is expert in that particular field, and we can go ahead with these proposals. Okay, demonstrate that your proposal is well planned, feasible, cost effective, and will yield high quality results with a positive impact. Okay, so your it should be practical one. Okay, properly planned one, feasible one. Okay, cost effective also. It is like that the city is giving 25 lakh rupees is the maximum limit, and you are giving the total cost of the equipments to 50 lakh rupees. It is useless thing. So you will see that no, what we are writing only 50 lakh rupees, whether they want to give or not, they will give it or curtail it for 25 lakh rupees. They won't understand it. They will simply say that when the person who is writing this proposal or planning this research does not have the clear idea of this funding agency, that we are only giving 25 lakh, and out of that 25, only 25 can be given to the machine equipment, 5 lakh for the consumables and other things. So even sometimes for AICT, people are writing one research fellow, one project assistant or something. So they are not at all giving this type of positions. There is no clause in their proposal that they will give the fellowship or funding to this type of project assistant or something like that. So then it is of no use. That means you are not understood the concept of that funding agency and not prepared the proposal accordingly. Okay, so like that should be avoided. Justify everything fully, include your methods, required resources, and team members. If it is you are not expert, if you are including some pharmacological activity, if you are from the chemistry background, include some expert from the pharmacology in your proposal also. Having some good experience in that particular field, that will give clear idea that yes, whether he will formulate the thing, or the synthetic chemist, he will synthesize the thing, but the pharmacological activity will be taken care by the this another team member who is expert in the pharmacology. Okay, so that way, or you can collaborate with the some NII team or some another CSR laboratory where they are doing a cell line or genetic sequencing type of thing. So if that type of project is there, you can take help of that team members. So that should be clearly mentioned in the projects. Be consistent. For example, if you have said you need HPLC or UPLC or something like that, you should ensure that it is mentioned into your projects, and that instrument can be procured within the funding limits itself. Okay, then and then only it will be considered. Otherwise, partly payment, they will not be able to give funding to part of your instrument. Like you are giving the HPTLC instrument of 35 lakh 40 lakh rupees uh, in one 25 lakh rupees project, then they cannot they know that yes, you have very good project with you, but the instrument which you are requiring cannot be procured from that funding, so they will not give you any funding or select your project for that, unfortunately, because that is exceeding their limit. Okay, so even though you are writing that rest of the other thing will may be considered by institute, that way they may not consider. If it is the separate instrument, part of that you are saying, so out of that total HPTLC instrument, if you are saying that yes, auto sampler is already available with us, or this chambers are already available with us, we want this type of basic instrument only, which will be completed, and the quotation given by Ancrom Lab or some other Desaga people, they are ready to give this instrument with this cost. The copy is attached here with. Then the funding agency or expert will consider your project that yes, this is feasible, and he has studied the things. He has studied the market also, the feasibility, whether within that limit the proposal is easily possible. So I think I'm already exceeded some time period which uh, organizing committee has given to me, and I hope uh, give some small idea about the research projects, research plan, what a fresh or new teachers should, how they should plan it from their institute, organization, university level also, or some national level, international level. There are so many good lectures available by our Vice Chancellor, Professor Goyal, who is very good expert in the DST, DBT, everywhere. Dr. Vandana Patrawale, madam, I hope last time I am very institute also, they have given the things. So there are good experts who are uh, nice, who have given good thoughts on how to write research proposals, where what are various funding agencies. That is also separate topic of lecture, that how, what are the different agencies which can fund you, not at the national level but from the international level also. You can get funding for this type of projects work nowadays. Okay, so I wish you a very good and successful research atmosphere in your institution, organization, or university level. And I also expect that such type of webinars will give you good motivation. Okay, and if in future whenever things will be normalized, I also wish that all of you should visit our institute, Dipsur University in future. We are also holding such type of webinars or quality improvement program. Especially, we are the nodal center for the All India Council for Technical Education QIP centers now. From last 4 years, I think next year it may be shifted to some other organization. But every year we hold 4 quality improvement programs in Dipsar, one week nowadays. Earlier we used to have 2 weeks program also. By physically attending over here, we've got small good guest house, hostel accommodation over here, and we organizes industrial tours to Sun Pharma, Panacea, Jubilant, or DRDO labs over here. So that was a very good opportunity. Dope testing laboratory over here. Okay, so this, and most of the experts are coming as a resource person for here from the Jamia Hamdard, Chandigarh, Punjab University, okay, or Sagar, they are the experts for various DST, DBT funding agencies. So you yourself can directly be in touch with them also. So that is the good opportunity. Okay, so I hope in future you come to our organization also, Dipsar also, for attending QIP programs, as well as so many international national conference we are holding every year, like cardiovascular system racks we are doing. And last before last 2 years we were having no one Nobel laureate also as a chief guest for that international conference. So I hope in very short period will be coming out of this pandemic with all of your support, which I always again reminding you that all of us must take all precautions so that we should come out of this phase of online phase to normalized phase at the earliest. Okay, if you have got any query, you can ask or you can write me at sharadwakode1 at gmail.com anytime. Okay, or can take the contact details from the organizer also over here. So thank you very much for patient listening.
Thank you, sir.
Patiently listening.
Now the session is open for question and answer. If anybody have query, please raise hand, or you can write it down or put the question in your chat box also.
So there are so many chats available over here. I think there are some more my ex-students also. So I'm fortunate that I was involved in I completed my B Form, which you have not mentioned, from the Nasik NDM College of Pharmacy. So from that, there are so many of my friends also there. There are some students where I worked earlier in Vidya Bharati College of Pharmacy, Amravati. So that I should say thanks to all the teachers, students over here. And it was a simple try only. I already confessed that I'm not a very good researcher, but I'm trying to just give you some introductory thing to all of you, and hope to meet all of you in person also in future. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir has focused on research plan as how you work out for a grant for your proposal, collaboration with laboratory, how to write your research proposal. The information Sir has noted surely helpful in planning our future research proposal. Actually, this is a need in present scenario for research proposal to stand out. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Dr. Sharad Wakode, sir, to please kindly accept virtual bouquet on the behalf of convener and principal Dr. P.D. Chaudhary, Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Pharmacy, and coordinator Dr. V.V. Chopre, sir, Modern College of Pharmacy, Nigdi, as a token of affection and appreciation.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Chaudhary sir.
We request you to accept the visual certificate as well.
Nice. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice to be with all of you. Thank you. Good.